No one ever imagined that Chrissie Heughan, Sam Heughan's quiet, guarded, and fiercely loyal mother, would break her lifelong silence about her son's private world. For years, she had gracefully dodged questions about romances, speculation, and why Sam, one of Hollywood's most sought-after leading men, remained unmarried. But during an intimate interview at a small art gathering in Edinburgh, Chrissie finally spoke. Her voice was gentle, but the meaning behind her words detonated across the internet. She began by acknowledging the weight Sam had carried for so many years. The endless rumors, the invasive curiosity, the relentless questioning about who he was seeing, why he was single, and when he would finally settle down. Chrissie spoke like a mother who had watched her son shoulder more than the world ever understood. People think it's a choice, she said softly. But they don't know what he endures. That single sentence shifted the atmosphere entirely. The interviewer, startled by her candor, leaned forward carefully, asking whether Sam's career was the true reason he had never married. Chrissie paused, then offered a small, aching smile. She said Sam had given up more than the public ever noticed. While others were building homes and families, he was building a career, layer by layer. Often alone, often drained, often pushed beyond emotional and physical limits. His ascent to fame, she admitted, demanded a price he rarely acknowledged even to himself. But there was something deeper still. Chrissie revealed that Sam had been carrying an unspoken burden from earlier in his life, something she described as a fear he had never fully escaped. She didn't explain the details, but she hinted at moments of profound struggle during his early years in London. Financial strain, rejection after rejection, nights spent wondering whether he had chosen the wrong dream. She suggested those years left a mark, shaping the way he approached love. "You learn to guard your heart," she murmured, sometimes too tightly. As Chrissie continued, her voice softened even more, and her eyes filled with a mother's quiet worry. She explained that people misunderstood Sam's romantic life. They assumed he wasn't ready, or wasn't interested, or was simply consumed by work. But the truth, she implied, was far more layered. She said Sam struggled to let people in. Truly in. He could offer the world his charisma, his warmth, his time, but offering someone his heart felt harder. More fragile, more risky. Fans who watched the clip were stunned. Chrissie was not dramatic, not emotional, just sincere, measured, and fiercely protective. She insisted Sam wasn't avoiding marriage. He simply couldn't take that step while still carrying unresolved fears, pressures, and expectations that shadowed him everywhere. She explained that the industry demanded he seem flawless, available, charming, qualities that left little room for a private life to grow authentically. "He's never had the room to exhale," she said. "Not truly." Then came the moment that sent the internet into chaos. Chrissie revealed that Sam had once been close to settling down, but something happened, something she refused to describe, that changed everything. She said he walked away not because he didn't care, but because he couldn't give someone a version of himself he knew he couldn't sustain. He didn't want to hurt anyone, she whispered. So he stepped away. Her words felt heavy, weighed down with years of unspoken history. The interviewer attempted to ask what exactly had happened, but Chrissie shook her head. "That's Sam's story to tell," she said gently. Still, she added one final haunting detail. The moment that broke him was the moment he stopped believing he was capable of the kind of love the world expected from him. Fans froze at that line. Was it heartbreak, trauma, something from his past that left a lasting wound? Chrissie did not say. She only hinted that Sam had been healing ever since. Before ending the interview, Chrissie spoke the sentence that would ignite social media like gasoline. "There is one truth Sam has never told anyone. And until he faces it, he cannot marry." She said nothing more. She didn't need to. The mystery she left lingering in the air was enough to launch a frenzy overnight. Fans demanded answers. What was the secret? What was the truth Sam was avoiding? And why had Chrissie chosen to reveal it now? One thing became undeniable. This story was only beginning. After Chrissie Heughan's unforeseen confession, the internet exploded with theories, arguments, and emotional reactions. Fans begged for clarity while tabloids spun elaborate narratives attempting to uncover the hidden truth Sam had supposedly never spoken aloud. The pressure escalated so fast that within hours, reporters were contacting Sam's representatives, demanding a response. But Sam remained silent, leaving the world suspended in limbo. The silence only amplified Chrissie's words. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed Sam had been blindsided by his mother's comments. Though he adored her, he had never expected her to speak so openly about his personal life. Those close to him described him as contemplative, spending the day away from cameras, processing the situation. It wasn't anger, more a mixture of vulnerability and uncertainty. He knew Chrissie spoke from love, but her honesty forced him to confront feelings he had buried long ago. When Sam finally responded, his message wasn't defensive or loud. It was gentle, reflective, and emotionally charged. He acknowledged Chrissie's interview, saying she had always been his greatest protector, the person who stood beside him through every triumph and struggle. He didn't deny what she said. Instead, he quietly admitted that some truths are harder to face than others. There are things from my past I've never fully processed, he wrote. Things that shaped me in ways I'm only beginning to understand. His words sent a wave of emotion through the internet. For the first time, Sam confirmed that his unmarried status wasn't about timing, career demands, or public expectations. It was tied to something deeply personal, something that still lived beneath the surface. He didn't reveal the whole story, but he shared enough to suggest emotional wounds he had never healed. He admitted he had always wrestled with vulnerability, commitment, and the fear of disappointing those he loved. Fans suddenly saw him not as a celebrity heartthrob, but as a person navigating private pain. Sam revealed that years ago, at the start of his career, he had lost someone he cared for deeply, not through betrayal or conflict, but through circumstance. It happened when he was still struggling for roles, fighting financial hardship, trying to find his place. The relationship, he said, ended abruptly, leaving behind guilt and unfinished emotion. He did not give details, only calling it a loss that never fully closed. It was the first glimpse of the heartbreak Chrissie had hinted at. He explained that after that moment, he built emotional walls without realizing how tall they had grown. Work became a shield, success became a refuge, and the public's expectations became a reason to avoid closeness. He admitted he had unintentionally sabotaged relationships, withdrawing when feelings grew too real. It wasn't fair to them, he wrote. But it didn't feel fair to me either. I wasn't ready. As fans absorbed his confession, empathy flooded social platforms. People who once criticized his choices now understood the emotional landscape he carried. Even long frustrated followers softened, realizing he had been protecting a part of himself still tender from past wounds. His honesty felt raw, almost aching, a stark contrast to the polished persona the world believed it knew. Sam then addressed the speculation about his mother's final statement, the truth he hadn't told anyone. He didn't confirm it outright, but he didn't dismiss it either. Instead, he admitted he had been avoiding a conversation he needed to have with himself. He said he feared reopening a locked-away corner of his heart, afraid that acknowledging old pain might unravel him. But Chrissie's interview had pushed him toward that reckoning. Maybe she knew I needed the nudge, he wrote quietly. He ended his message not with an answer, but with a vow. He said he wasn't rejecting love or marriage, only acknowledging that he needed time, real time, to heal, reflect, and rediscover what it meant to trust deeply again. He thanked his fans for their patience, the people in his life for their loyalty, and his mother for always knowing the parts of me I tried to hide. His closing words resonated around the world. I'm not avoiding marriage. I'm still learning how to be ready for it. And with that, the mystery didn't vanish, but transformed into something more human, more vulnerable, and far more bittersweet than anyone expected.